The year is 2018. God's Plan by Drake is topping the charts, as is its Minecraft parody Notch's Plan. It was also the year where I really started to learn how to make videos. I had been creating since I was literally 6, but I didn't have the tools, the talent, or the need to make ones that were actually good and worth watching. Before then, I was making videos for the sake of making videos. The 2018 era ended up being a time where I improved a ton. But if you've seen this video, you know that that era of improvement had growing pains, and it's kinda a mixed bag when I look back at it today. I wanted to take a bit of a deeper dive into another anecdote of that era. I had a problem with the direction Hypixel was taking Skywars during 2018. Logically, the next step is to make a video titled The Problem with Hypixel Skywars. Looking back, this video is one of my weakest ones, and it's kinda silly, but I want to talk about why I felt the way I felt, how I made those points in the video, and how Hypixel actually fixed one of my main points. So, my name is Flufayy, and let's get into a video with off-centered text on the thumbnail. How did I not see this?
Hey, what's up guys? It's your boy Flufayy here, and today I got a complaint.
Alright, before you even ask, that skin is Archduke Franz Ferdinand, the guy whose killing started World War I. Personally, I don't think he belonged here, but you know what? That's a damn good Franz Ferdinand skin, so I'll allow it.
Alright, so recently I've noticed Hypixel's been making a lot of decisions to make the game more like Bed Wars.
So, that's the central complaint, right? That due to the success of Bed Wars, Hypixel was trying to replicate it by adding unneeded changes to Skywars that made it more like Bed Wars. Sounds fair enough, but what are these unneeded changes? Well, let 2018 me tell you.
For example, now it takes about twice as long in order to join a game now than it used to. As you can see, I was the first person to join this game, and it started in around 10 seconds. This is the way it used to be, just about like 1 or 2 months ago. This clip right here is basically how long it takes now. It ended up taking about twice as long as it used to.
Yeah, Hypixel added a second cage, one that you're in before you're given an island. This was already in Teams mode, but it was necessary there because you didn't always have a teammate when you joined the server. It's also in Bed Wars because this is the only cage that exists in that game mode. The only game mode that didn't need this was Solo Skywars because it just made games take longer to happen. This was a real complaint that I had, and one that I still feel makes sense and is valid. You're pretty frequently joining new games in Skywars, so the amount of time one takes to start is important. It has to be quick. I'm going to let this next clip run for quite a while uninterrupted because it doesn't make much sense and I want you to experience it.
So as you can see, it takes a lot more time to join a game than it used to, which is fine for a game like Bed Wars, but in Skywars, a fast-paced game, you shouldn't be waiting 20 extra unnecessary seconds. Whose idea was it to add 20 seconds for no reason? Everything Hypixel has done in this past 1 month or so has basically just been trying to make it more like Bed Wars. Hypixel doesn't need to do this. Skywars is its own game, it doesn't need to be exactly like Bed Wars.
With all due respect, what am I talking about? The complaint I made is good. The fact that Hypixel added more wait time between games, which actively hurt the pace of the game. That was something worth discussing. The problem was that I made it all about Bed Wars for no reason. I think I was mostly right when I said that many of the changes around this time did make Skywars more like Bed Wars, but those changes were adding stars and a level up system and cosmetics. Maybe I was just butthurt that those were the major things when they really weren't things I cared about, and I wanted to see new maps, kits, and perks for Skywars. However, just because those changes may have been due to them being successful additions in Bed Wars, that doesn't mean that Hypixel looked at Solo Skywars and said, oh, we gotta add another cage because Bed Wars has one. It's a dumb point to make. You could easily point out the problem with Hypixel Skywars without throwing in a bunch of random stuff about Bed Wars. I didn't even bring up stars and cosmetics either, just the extra 15 seconds of waiting. It's weird that I make a point about Hypixel making it so most of the Skywars changes are like Bed Wars, but then only giving one example. So this opening concludes with me pretending that I'm gonna quit Hypixel Skywars, then going on to show gameplay of a server called Block Drop. Then I play their Skywars. That complaint I had at the beginning is really only a segue into a commentary section where I play Skywars off of Hypixel. This is a pretty run-of-the-mill commentary segment, although it's definitely one of my weakest that year. Nothing egregious except for this. What? What just happened? It's snowing?
What? What just happened?
Because it's mostly standard, I'd like to pivot for a bit here. This section shows off just how terrible Block Drop Skywars is. The server was a complete laggy mess, so much so that I could have been fighting hackers the whole time and I wouldn't know. This was also one of the top servers that showed up when I was looking for Skywars servers in 2018 as alternatives to Hypixel for this video. The fact is, While Hypixel Skywars isn't perfect, the alternatives were worse. There's a reason why Hypixel is the main home of Skywars for several years. They were already one of the biggest servers out there at the time and had a high quality rendition of the game mode. If you're looking for a different Skywars to play on though, you know what you get? Servers like Block Drop that steal the exact same maps and then do everything in their power to make the game mode less stable and less fun. That's what I've noticed with multiple servers. Most of the ones that actually have good maps steal Hypixel's maps. I feel like I'm playing a lazy dollar store variant of Hypixel rather than another way to play Skywars. It's cheap and kinda shits on the work map makers are doing.
In conclusion, after an in-depth analysis of both Hypixel and Block Drop, I can confirm that Hypixel's extra 20 seconds of waiting makes it worse than Block Drop. So please switch over to Block Drop, boycott Hypixel, and I'll skate you later. Peace out, boys.
While this outro is slow, unfunny, and this whole video isn't really worth your time, I do kinda appreciate what it says here. It's obvious sarcasm, but I feel like the point I'm making is that, while yes, Hypixel can make some stupid decisions with Skywars, it's still better than the alternative. I made the problem with Hypixel Skywars all over one minor complaint. Yet I do feel that maybe the problem is that no matter what Hypixel does to Skywars, I'd probably still rather be here than anywhere else. Kinda funny how that works out. No, it kinda allows them to do whatever they want to the game mode without really having many repercussions from me at least, and a good amount of the player base. Now, Hypixel has since fixed the complaint I brought up. You instantly spawn your cage in solo Skywars again. I like to joke that this video is the reason why, but there is no chance in this whole wide world that's true. I'm glad they went back on this, it was the right call. I'm also glad that they added stars and cosmetics to the game from Bed Wars. Except for the stupid ass bat projectile trail, I hate that thing. I don't know if you got anything out of this video, but I felt it was a fun story worth sharing. Is there a lot of value to it? I don't really know. I just thought it was cool. That's all I really have to say about it. Hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Peace out, everybody. Goodbye.